Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Trinidad and Tobago judge sworn in on International Criminal Court. This story takes the lead in our 1067th edition of Caribbean Perspective for Friday, 12th March 2021. Details after this break.
Did you know that your friends and family can now shop at the Food Fair from anywhere in the world, and you can receive here in Grenada? The Food Fair and GrenadaMarket.com now make it possible through secure online shopping and personalized customer service. Simply send your loved ones a list of your preferred items or let them fill an online basket, and the items will be available for pickup or delivery. Visit GrenadaMarket.com or thefoodfair.gd today for more details. The new norm. Spread the news.
Welcome back. As the term of one Trinidad and Tobago national on the International Criminal Court ended on Wednesday, another of Trinidad and Tobago's nationals was sworn in to serve on the court. This time is a judge of the Supreme Court who will be serving on the court that prosecutes war crimes. TV6's Jewel Brown reports.
Trinidad and Tobago Supreme Court Judge Althea Alexis Windsor was one of 6 new judges sworn in to serve on the International Criminal Court during a ceremony held at the seat of the court in The Hague. The ICC, according to its website, investigates and, where warranted, tries individuals charged with the gravest crimes of concern to the international community: genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and the crime of aggression. Video of the swearing-in ceremony on Wednesday posted on the ICC's website showed that Judge Alexis Windsor attended the ceremony virtually. The outgoing president of the International Criminal Court explained why.
Next I call on Althea Alexis Windsor, who, because of the circumstances of travel in these strange times, is unable to join us in the courtroom, but will be doing her declaration from the remote location in her country, Trinidad and Tobago.
In a statement, the Foreign Affairs Ministry said Madam Justice Alexis Windsor was endorsed by the member states of the CARICOM and was elected on December 23, 2020, to serve as a judge on the ICC for the period 2021 to 2030.
Ms. Alexis Windsor, you have been elected judge of the International Criminal Court by the Assembly of State Parties. I ask you to raise your right hand and, in accordance with Rule 5.1a of the Rules of Procedure and Evidence, pledge your solemn undertaking.
I, Althea Violet Alexis Windsor, solemnly undertake that I will perform my duties and exercise my powers as a judge of the International Criminal Court honorably, faithfully, impartially, and conscientiously, and that I will respect the confidentiality of the investigations and prosecutions and the secrecy of the deliberations.
The newly sworn-in ICC judge from Trinidad and Tobago was then invited to sign her declaration. Before she was sworn in, the outgoing president of the ICC read out Judge Alexis Windsor's resume.
Judge Alexis Windsor has served since 2013 as a judge of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Before that, she was a trial counsel and appeals counsel at the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, participating in prosecutions of crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocide.
Former Trinidad and Tobago Director of Public Prosecutions and High Court Judge Jeffrey Henderson is among the 6 ICC judges whose terms of office ended and who the new ICC judges will be replacing.
In addition to his extensive work in the trial division to which he was assigned, he has, in parallel, served on pretrial Chamber 3 in several significant cases as well as in the appeals chamber. He also performed the function of president of the division for a year. His selfless service and commitment to the court, going even beyond his judicial duties, will be greatly cherished by the court and its judges for years to come.
The outgoing ICC president noted that Monday was International Women's Day.
With the departure of the 6 outgoing judges, there will now be a perfect gender balance on the bench of the ICC. For the first time, there'll be 9 women and 9 men.
The late former president of Trinidad and Tobago, Arthur N. Robinson, is recognized by the ICC as having played a critical role in the court's establishment. Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
Some 10,437 people have received a shot of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine in St. Lucia. Prime Minister Alan Chastany first made the announcement on his Facebook page on Tuesday. Gina Felipe of HTS News Force reports.
There has been no dearth of enthusiasm as persons continue to turn up in droves to get their COVID-19 jabs. Since Lucia rolled out its vaccination drive on February 17, 2021, with the main focus on frontliners, senior citizens, and people living with chronic health conditions. Despite hesitancy when talks of vaccines first surfaced, health officials are satisfied with the public's response thus far, with thousands vaccinated in the third week of the island's immunization campaign.
As of Tuesday, March 9th, 2021, a total of 10,437 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine has been administered. The response at the various vaccination sites has been very encouraging. This level of interest we see as an appreciation by our citizens of the health benefits of the vaccines and the opportunity it presents for regaining some measure of normality as we continue to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. The vaccination campaign has been undertaken by bringing together partners across all sectors and with a wide range of interest. This partnership has started with us within the health sector, with the public and private healthcare practitioners undertaking national vaccination efforts collaboratively.
Last week, residents in Viewfort complained of a lack of accommodations for persons with disabilities and senior citizens at the health center. National Immunization Manager Tekla Jobatis says health officials will be facilitating home visits for persons who are unable to access the sites.
The Ministry of Health is aware that there are individuals with special needs, including the elderly and people with mobility challenges who are unable to access the vaccination sites. These individuals, their family, or caregivers are encouraged to contact the nearest community wellness center to register their loved ones. Vaccination will be facilitated through home visits by the community health nurses. To date, majority of the elderly homes have been covered and will be completed in the coming week.
Omnibus operators, educators, and hospitality workers are encouraged to get the vaccine. These individuals are urged to walk with a proper form of ID when visiting the vaccine centers.
It is important that these sectors are targeted as people within these groupings are at medium risk of being exposed to COVID-19. Persons working in the transportation sector such as minibus drivers, teachers, and tourism sector workers are advised to access the community vaccination sites to access the vaccine.
A protest rally held by the APNU-AFC coalition opposing abuse and discrimination against women attracted high participation of Guyanese in observance of International Women's Day. HGP's Kendall Richmond reports.
In commemoration of International Women's Day 2021, scores of Guyanese joined the APNU-AFC coalition on Monday at the Burnham Court for its protest rally. The rally, which saw the participation of many high-ranking members of the coalition party, including opposition leader Joseph Harman, Member of Parliament Sharon Duncan, as well as prominent female members of Parliament Cathy Hughes and Tabitha Sarabo Halley, were focused on speaking out against the various forms of abuse faced by women. Natasha Singh Lewis, during her speech, implored the women present to challenge themselves to become better.
Let us challenge ourselves to be better women. Let us challenge ourselves to nurture our younger children, to protect them, and to help them to grow.
She noted, however, that she cannot speak only to women, but to men also, and highlighted the recent incident which occurred during Parliament where the minister within the office of the Prime Minister allegedly assaulted APNU-AFC member Tabitha Halley. This action was described as a cowardly act by Lewis, who stated that she will continue to advocate for the rights of women. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament Amantha Walton, during her address, emphasized that women must be respected, and to achieve that respect, cultural and social barriers must be confronted. She related that one of the greatest barriers women encounter is abuse by men.
And I'm not just talking about physical abuse. Abuse comes in many forms. There's mental, there's emotional, as well as physical abuse. And we have to agree that whilst we focus on physical abuse, the other forms are just as dangerous.
Walton expressed that International Women's Day 2021 should be viewed as a call to action. And standing in agreement with Amantha, Tabitha Halley, whilst delivering her remarks, shared how the incident with Minister Kwame McCoy affected her and expressed that it is important for women to be each other's keeper.
We understand our own struggles. The way the men, they love us, they're here to protect us, but they don't understand some of the struggles that we face as women. We understand it. And so as women, I would like to implore you this evening that we don't leave here how we came. We leave here recognizing that we are important to each other.
International Women's Day is observed globally annually on March 8 as the day when the world joins together to celebrate and recognize the achievements and struggles of women. This year, the day was observed under the theme, Choose to Challenge. Reporting for the AGP Nightly News, Kendall Richmond.
The cooperation among member states of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States in the response to COVID-19 is being lauded. Kim Emmanuel Baird of ABS News shares a view of senior advisor to the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Ambassador Colin Murdoch.
Heads of government in the OECS have been working together during the COVID-19 pandemic by sharing vaccines and allowing more people across the sub-region to have access to them.
Certain member countries of the OECS have donated vaccines to other member countries. Antigua and Barbuda, for instance, donated 5,000 vaccines to Grenada. And similar numbers were donated by other OECS member countries also to Grenada. And since then, there's been a further request from the BVI for 2,000 vaccines.
Ambassador Murdoch says it is significant for the OECS states to share vaccines, considering the free movement of people in the single economic space.
Well, I think it's important to share it, not just from a general health perspective, but I think we have to recall that the OECS, we have complete free movement. So persons in Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, anywhere, can travel to the different OECS member states without the usual travel formalities.
Ambassador Murdoch says safety of everyone is paramount.
All I want to say is follow the protocols and stay safe.
This is Kim Emmanuel Baird reporting for ABS News.
Calling all vehicle owners, inspection and licensing continues, and at Hubbard's we want you to be ready. From February 16th to March 31st, registration numbers 2,501 to 5,000 with single registration letter, or registration numbers 251 to 500 with plural registration letters will receive 11% off new torque tires and PowerMax batteries. Don't get caught unprepared. Visit us today at the Motor Department in Mount Gay or the Tire Bay in Grand Anse near to the building supplies.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.